So, gentlemen, two of my favorite people, Tua and Najee Harris.
Ah. Well, I don't find you truthful on that, Robbie. You've been very, very hard on both of them, even though Najee Harris has done nothing in this offseason other than not being a pro day.
Well, literally, you're right. He has done nothing. Like, he didn't run the 40.
Doesn't need to.
Of course he needs to. This is the NFL, bro. This is next level. And Najee Harris was quoted yesterday as saying Alabama is a miniature NFL, bro.
No, it's not.
That's what he said, not me.
No, it's not. Like,
I think he is right. I think it is a miniature NFL. I think that's an appropriate description of Alabama. It's not the NFL. It's a miniature version.
You know what he would be? He would be the jumbo shrimp.
Oh.
Wow.
No, you laugh. I'm serious. Do you understand that regardless of how bad NFL players are on certain teams, they are all NFL players?
That's not as bad as Leonard Fournette when he came into the league said that the NFL was easy
basically the same
compared
thing.
To the SEC. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing because Leonard Fournette, he did a stupid thing his rookie year, week 5, where he told a safety, come on, come hit me. And then he was never the same.
I mean, but he is one of those NFL players. So although saying that was stupid, he can compete on that level.
And Najee Harris won't be able to?
No. What I'm saying is he said that his team was a miniature NFL team. And I'm like, everybody isn't Najee Harris. Okay? Regardless of how good Alabama is, everybody's not an NFL player. So what happens if your left tackle, who is just an awesome college player, but's not going to play in the NFL, have to go against Jadeveon Clowney? You understand what I'm saying?
Or whoever's in the Jaguars in this situation.
Whatever. It's that they're all, everybody in the NFL is 10 times better than your average player.
Well, what did
no chance.
What did Najee Harrison have to say, Robbie? Why are you bringing him up?
So, apparently, Najee Harris is doing an interview with his mother, and this is about the story about Tua convincing him to go to Alabama.
We had a big sit down with Tua's family. I got to meet everyone, uncles. They're such a large and close family, so I got to meet the whole family. But this was just hanging out and just talking, trying to get Najee comfortable with coming out there. Hey, buddy, come out here with me to Alabama.
Michigan bought me a flight, and Alabama bought me a flight. And then Tua was like, Tua was in the room. I was cool with Tua in high school. He was just reading his Bible in the book in his room. And I was like, hey man, like you going to you going to Alabama? Like, yeah, I mean, just come with me, type stuff. Just come with me, bruh. Come with me, brother. I'm like, yeah, I am gonna come with you.
And the next day, I'm going to Bama, and I'm just running around crazy, going, oh my God, this is it. He's leaving now. Oh my goodness. I'm saying bye. I was crying at the airport because it was just like we're saying bye. He packed his stuff. He was gone. Bye. That's my son.
Wow. So Tua not only stole Alabama, stole Najee Harris from Michigan, Leroy, stole him from his mom.
Well, evidently, the way they've been playing, there's been a lot of that. Look, that, we all have, like, it's weird because even though me and Ward were friends growing up and played on teams together, played against each other in high school, he decided to go to Michigan like a month before I did. We didn't have that, like, they had a signing. I didn't sign to go to Michigan until June before I went. So, yeah. So but if you have that relationship with guys, there's nothing that any university can do to make you feel comfortable than a person that you've been with in high school. Right?
I think he has a similar story to this with Devontae Smith too. Like it was like the Army All-Star game or something like that. You know, the Saban, he sends in Tua as like a stealth recruiter to everybody.
He's there reading his Bible. Oh, come to Alabama.
He goes, Tua, so adorable with your holy tampering.
And, I mean, but if you think about it, the only player, I mean, you can question his quarterbacking ability, but you can't question his sincerity, right?
No.
So you know that Tua is going to put forth the effort. You know he's going to put the work in. You know he's going to, do all the things. You're not going to have to worry about the other stuff. And so from that standpoint, unlike Robbie, who tends to think that a professional football player is totally dependent on whether he has a pro day.
Can I? Yeah, I could tell. Here, let me do with it. It's called takes from the future. All right, it's week 3. The Dolphins have drafted Devontae Smith and they drafted Najee Harris, and the Dolphins have just lost to the New York Jets. And these guys have all had a little bit of a rough game, but it's week 3. Plenty of time to turn around. Bro, these guys got to stop acting like it's college. It's time to grow up, Peter Pan. You guys all acted like this is some frat house. It's professional football, okay? This isn't Alabama anymore. Put the funnels away. Put the beer pong tables away. All right, enough acting like it's college and old school. What are you, Will Ferrell?
Hold on.
That's my take from the future from Robbie.
First of all, you interjected way too much Tobin into that Robbie hot take.
I may save that one for later.
The longer you talk, the more I start thinking, man, this sounds just like Tobin.
Let me just save that. I'm going to write that one down.
Write that one down. Notepad.
That one's in the book.
I mean, Robbie, like, what's amazing? The thing I like about hot takes is that whether they are good or not, you never have to, be held accountable for them. You just move on to the next take.
Oh, yeah, that's the great thing about it.
That's what drives me crazy about you.
I don't know what to tell you. All right, we got to check in. We got to fire up the Odyssey app. We got to check in what our disgruntled relatives up at WEI are saying about Julian Edelman and the Hall of Fame talk. That's next. Well, today we have the discussion of whether or not Julian Edelman's a Hall of Famer.
Over Larry Fitzgerald?
Over Fitzgerald? You mean Larry Fitz no rings?
It's funny how we put, when they're winning, right? It's never a team sport. It's always the quarterback, right? It's always this elaborate scheme by the coach.
Yeah.
But when it's moments like this, now all of a sudden, Edelman is getting a ton of credit for those Super Bowls.
Of course.
Come on, man.
Let's fire up the Odyssey app. All right. Our new we are Odyssey. All right. We were radio.com. We are now Odyssey. Part audio, part Odyssey, part something. I forget the last part, but it's a great new company, Odyssey. Check out the Odyssey app today. And you guys can get us. You can use the radio.com rewind feature, but you also have access to all of our other radio stations. So if it tickles your fancy, you could go up to Boston and listen to WEI. You could listen to New York. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can listen to WFAN. You can listen to, I don't think he's doing it anymore, Robbie. I think we finally kicked him to the curb. But if you want to listen to Francesa, or if you want to listen to Craig Carton or something like that, or Boomer Esiason, if you want to hear Boomer Esiason tell you to shut up and play for 4 hours, you could do that. I don't care. You can go listen to us later. Whatevs. That's the Odyssey app. Connects you to all parts of the country. You can also listen to Duncan Robinson's podcast on the Odyssey app. All right, I've plugged it enough. But we're going to fire it up. We're going to send the coordinates to Boston and see what they're saying about Julian Edelman being a Hall of Famer. Here we go.
There's a question I would ask you guys, and I don't know if you could answer it honestly. I know I could. If you look at Julian Edelman, Curtis kind of touched on it a little bit. Is it because of the fact that he played with or for Belichick and Brady on why he doesn't get a ton of credit? Or is it because, and I've said this all the time, he's a white slot receiver. Like, see, the problem is that the national media has poisoned your mind on the position he plays. He plays a position that he does most of his damage in between the numbers. Very similar to Anquan Bolden. We saw Hines Ward do that. We saw Antonio Brown do that. We kind of saw Larry Fitzgerald work that issue. Now, I know those guys played outside the numbers at times, but we also saw Julian Edelman line up outside there. But I'm telling you, every time you talk about an inside guy, they say it's the position. No, they only say that when it's a white slot receiver.
Hold on. No, we're not doing this. Hold on. Wait. He just compared Wes Welker to Anquan Bolden.
Julian Edelman.
I mean, Julian
See,
Edelman.
you can't even tell him apart. You're prejudiced.
So listen to what he's comparing Julian Edelman to.
Okay.
1,076 receptions, 13,779 yards, and 82 touchdowns. That's Anquan Bolden. You're in. Look.
Now do Larry Fitzgerald.
I'll do it, but geez, I think he's right behind Jerry Rice.
Intangibles. What about the intangibles? It's only because it's a white receiver. First of all, let me ask you, if the first conversation about a guy who's a good player, Julian Edelman, if the first conversation after he retires is he a Hall of Famer? Are we seriously not giving Julian Edelman the props he deserves in the national media? The fact that it's even brought up as a conversation, Leroy.
Here, I'll just do this. Before I mention the total yards, Julian Edelman in 12 years had 3,000-yard seasons. 3. Larry Fitzgerald had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He has 1,400 catches, 1,432 for 17,492 yards. He mentioned Julian Edelman in the same sentence with Larry Fitzgerald. And he says the national media is not giving him credit because he's a white slot receiver. That's what he went with. No, that's not why. That's not why. Because in order for him to even be in the same sentence with Larry Fitzgerald, he could play another 12 years and still not have the numbers. That's why we talk about him the way we do. Are you kidding me? Look, let's be clear. And this is a reality check. My numbers are closer to Julian Edelman's than his numbers are to Larry Fitzgerald. That's off the top of my head. But if you look at the numbers, my numbers receiving only.
Wow, really?
Are closer to Julian Edelman than Julian Edelman is to Larry Fitzgerald. Put that into perspective when you talk about him as a Hall of Famer.
I like how my favorite part, I think of it is where he's like, I know
trying to shame us into giving him credit.
I may get heat for this. I'm just going to say it. I'll say it. You guys won't say it. I'll say it. It's because he's white.
No. It's because he's slightly above average.
He's good.
He's good.
This texter puts up Edelman deserves credit. He saved Brady many times in the playoffs with some of the craziest catches and getting open. Not a Hall of Famer, though. Yeah, that's right.
That's all we're saying.
He's a good player who showed up in some big stages. But Hall of Fame.
Here, think about this.
You're right, Leroy.
Look, am I lying, Robbie?
You had 2,400 yards receiving. Edelman had 6,800 yards receiving. So give it about, difference of give it about 4,000 and change receiving yards. Larry Fitzgerald has 17,000 receiving yards.
Jeez.
Right. So a running back receiving the football is closer to the guy you're asking if he should be a Hall of Famer than he is to an actual Hall of Famer.
You know where you're closer to Larry Fitzgerald, Hoard? In rings, because you got none.
Okay, that's fine. and then there's a difference. Look, Super Bowl champ, yes. 3-time Super Bowl champ, yes. Does that make you a Hall of Famer? No.
No, he can go in the Patriots Hall of Fame.
Right.
Give him one of those ugly ass red jackets.
Yep, there you go.
Let him be.
Like the fact that don't insult our football intelligence by having this conversation, and they're gonna have it all day to day.
You're right, Wiggy.
Just keep in mind, when you're watching all these sports shows on ESPN and you're watching the montages of great Edelman catches, I want you to think in the back of your mind. Yeah, I was on Twitch earlier this morning, and I watched the guy whose career receiving as a running back was closer to Julian Edelman than Edelman was to a Hall of Famer. Put it in perspective. It is what it is. Like, I'm not claiming to be anything near.
Larry Fitzgerald should walk and get his gold jacket tailored as soon as he ends his football career, whenever that happens.
I think he retired.
Did he officially retire?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to retire.
Good.
I don't know.
Guess what? So, you know what they should make Edelman wait. Like, so Larry Fitzgerald gets in his first ballot Hall of Famer, right? 5 years. Okay. They should make Edelman wait the amount of time it would take him to match Larry Fitzgerald's numbers.
Last thing I have is it says he's expected to retire before the season.
Okay, I thought he already did.
And that's a recent report. It's from April 3rd.
Okay.
I think you're right. Like, I think he is going to retire. I don't know if he's like put out the Instagram or Players Tribune piece yet.
Not to mention.
But you can't even have the debate show. Is Larry Fitzgerald a Hall of Famer? Because it's like,
right.
All right,
like,
let's go to Stephen A. Let's go to Stephen A. Smith. Is Larry Fitzgerald a Hall of Famer? He is. What do you got, Max? Agreed.
Right. Wait.
End of segment.
How many touchdowns did Julian Edelman have receiving? 36. Larry Fitzgerald has 121.
How many rings does Larry Fitzgerald have receiving?
Wait. Here, let me think off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Julian Edelman has 36 receiving touchdowns. I think I have 25.
Leroy.
I think I have 20.
Yeah, 15.
15?
15 receiving.
All right.
Count playoffs?
25, huh?
Playoffs?
No, I don't think I have.
You only had one with Minnesota.
Yeah. One what?
One touchdown receiving.
Yeah.
Yeah, 14 of them were Cleveland.
All right, bro.
Okay.
They have Randy
There we
Moss. I mean,
You did have a 9-touchdown season your second year.
Why would I throw to him? I got Randy Moss.
Actually, Leroy, your career high in receiving touchdowns for your single season career high is higher than any season Edelman's done.
There.
Wait,
he's
what?
He's in conversation for a Hall of Famer.
Hold on. Repeat that.
Leroy Hoard in 1991 had 9 touchdowns receiving. Julian Edelman in his entire career, his career high for a single season is 7 for touchdowns.
There you go. Hall of Famer. There you go. Hall of Famer.
Wow.
Look, I'm not taking away anything from his career, but I'm trying to put Hall of Fame credentials in its proper spot. That's not Hall of Fame credentials.